It worked after about 50 minutes of it. Okay. So, I'm not sure how long this live stream is going to be. I'm not sure if anyone's going to watch it. I know I usually only do Tuesday through Friday, but I decided to do a special Saturday one because, frankly, I do have the time for it today. Since it started storming. No, so, if my live stream ever cuts out today, it's probably because the storm cut it out. Apparently, we do not have a whole lot of a good internet.
Against his side. He looks up as you approach, his expression oddly serene.
Magisters, they found our camp near the old harbour and unleashed hell upon us. I'm lucky in a way. I was wounded by an arrow.
Comment that you've seen Magisters, they're rough but not invincible. How did they cause such a rout? Root?
It wasn't just sword and spear the Magisters used on us. No, they had these weapons. Living beings, depleted of source and crucified, pathetic to look at until...
Claude, are you still with us?
The power that they unleashed. There was nothing we could do. Only run. Shriekers they're called. I can still hear that sound they uttered. Makes my scales crawl.
Sir Gareth is looking for a way to defeat them now. Let us hope he finds it.
I just want to find this guy who... They say I can...
The birds are asleep.
I'm looking for a Dallas.
In the sky. The seven watch o'er us. You're safe in bed.
So, where we left off last time is that I ended up finding this town. It's not a whole big town, but it's like more of a rebellion in a sense. And currently I am looking for a person named Gareth. Not Gareth,
Mateys, let me change your dress.
Dallas.
I'm fine, I swear. See to the others.
But it doesn't look like... There's a big book up there. I'm sure they'll get mad at me for looking at it, or... Doesn't look like they will. 30 new recipes. Sharnia. Fine. You're in control now. Okay, so I don't see anyone named Dallas in this town.
Smoke and screams. Echoes.
So my best
axe looks
bet.
sensible.
No one's on the speech, right? Yeah, no one's on the speech. They said they had a hideout on the
If this is all we have, we're done for.
She calls it.
Mateys, let me change your dressing.
I will not be a burden. Leave me be.
You know, that's probably the most intelligent thing you can do.
The young woman, she bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do.
Noting the wounded, remarked that she has a lot on her plate. Asked what makes her think that you're a sorcerer. Firmly state that you don't want healing. You want to get out of here.
The woman wrings the blood-stained rag in her hands anxiously.
Also, my apologies if you can hear the thunder. It is really
Magisters
loud.
aren't known for their mercy. Many of us died. And the ones here will likely follow the same fate, by a slower road.
Say that you're wounded... That these wounded are all but... Say that these wounded are all but at the Hall of Echoes already. Query whether there anything more than can be done for the injured. Ask what exactly happened.
I've done all I can. Their wounds are too great. All I can offer them now is prayer and a cup of water.
Ask her if you can try your hand at helping them. Say that a well-placed kiss from a sharp blade will end their... You tried using healing magic. Tell her you'll see what you can do.
Magic? All I've got is my own two hands and...
She trails off, and limply gestures to her paltry makeshift infirmary.
I'm not even a healer. Ours was killed in the attack. I'm just a cook. Do what you will. Just don't cause them any more suffering.
Stop fidgeting, lad.
Well, I'm not a healer either.
Focus on your breathing, Jules.
Please!
Slow and deep.
Take the pain away!
But something I do have is the Restoration Scroll book.
Claude? Claude? Can you hear me?
Which I can give Ivan, because Ivan can learn Restoration with his bow, or as long as he has that armor
Matey,
piece
let me
on, that
change
gives
your
him
dressing.
one Hydroisk. Yep, so
Fine.
good.
Swear. See to the others.
Take the pain away!
Okay. Just isn't gonna be the best because of it, but
She did death.
Fidgeting, lad.
Thank you, stranger. Focus on your breathing, Jules.
The young woman looks over the remaining wounded, seemingly unsure of what to do.
You're a finer healer than I'll ever be, sorcerer. Thank you.
that's what makes you think. Glance at her and to say that you want to show, if you want to show gratitude, she should help you take it.
Please! Take the pain away!
You healed me.
Oh my goodness.
How did you... Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last.
Say that it was at least you can do, and ask what happened to him. Ask if he'll be fit for battle when the time comes.
I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw were these things, these shriekers. Those Magisters are going to pay in blood for what they did to us. If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. It'll have to do. Thank you.
Please, heal them all.
In an instant, my wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you.
Say it was nothing and ask what happened to him. Tell him the greatest reward he can give you would be way off
The
sail.
Magister flagship. It has ballast that tore our ship into kindling. A shard from our own mast pierced my side. I'm lucky the others managed to haul me all the way here. Especially after I saw what the Magisters did to those of us they captured.
He shudders at the memory.
They turn the living into shriekers. Crucified wretches that unleash pure destruction on anyone who tries to pass. Nobody survives those things. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life. As it is, all I can offer is, well, it's not much, but maybe you'll find some use for it.
Another? How do you have so much power?
I feel better.
They're going to be all right. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. Gods above, thank you.
Okay. So these don't do a whole lot. Ones depend on your, what calls it? Ones depend on your intelligence mainly. Flat bows, I don't need a bow. Daggers I can always use, but I definitely need armor. That's definitely a thing I'm always inquiring. I think I'm going to take the dagger, because I do not know. Can I pick one more, or? No, okay.
What? Please.
I'm not sure how much your daggers do, but I'm pretty sure this is more.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
My Lucian's locked. Stop fidgeting, lad.
So they seem happier. Okay, turn the Fane. Turn Fane into a. Turn Fane back into a human.
healed me. I was bound for death, and they...
Right. Here you go.
Healed? You've healed us. All of us. I owe you a debt. We all do.
Question whether he'll be able to fight and try to escape.
Definitely returned.
Don't you doubt it.
Okay. So the items they gave us this book, which is a pyroman. Ooh, I can give that to send to Fane, because Fane can actually learn that.
The fog is lifting.
Let's see, did I have the memory for it? I did, yes. Fane does a lot of cool stuff now, which I'm actually really excited for. Hello to everybody who joined the stream. This is like a special Saturday one because it's storming outside and I frankly can't go out anywhere. Kind of stuck inside instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And even though my internet might not be the best and it might cut out, who knows, depending on primarily the weather, because apparently it took me like 6-7 tries to get this to work one time. But hey, it seems to be working. That's all I could really ask for. Is he gonna attack us? Oh crap, I shouldn't have. Okay. Rage, motivate allies. Sucks that I don't have really much else for him. Who's out on a little bit of health. But I'm really glad I got him a water, because he might actually generally start getting water spells. Fire arrow. Okay, my incarnate. Conjure up totem. I think this is cool, because now I just have like all this stuff. And I know he's an illusion. This one's an illusion at least. How much more can I move with 0? Okay, so that's where I'll be teleporting to. And I got this thing. I think this would count with backslash. Yeah. End up waiting.
Does, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness. Oh, there goes my photo. Just consider backslash. It is not. I thought it might because he is literally has his back to me still. Oh, did not even think about that. Alright. He should have no more physical armor, so just... And just to kind of attack the foreman. Oh, so close. Okay. Can move up to here. Oh, there we go. And there should be one of them down. Who has to... Who has the mattress? Who else is on fire? Alright. Well, everyone's kind of just low a little bit. Okay, so we fought one of him, 3 of him, and I believe there's 5 of him up here.
That was even easier than I thought.
Poor.
Can I just attack him?
Poor idiot.
I'm gonna save, and I'm just gonna attack this one. Oh. Well, nothing happened because this is considered a...
That was even easier than I thought.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen because this is an illusion. This is something. Get one of them then.
Poor idiot.
That just took complete and utter advantage of Divinity 1 and their... Because that's what Divinity 1 used to do, where random treasure...
Careful now. That's a trap.
Ow. Oh, this is probably a trap. It wasn't. That's actually kind of amazing.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
What? That felt good. I'm really glad that the bedrolls kind of just heal you entirely. What is down there? Oh, there's vines. Looks like there's a chest. So if it just randomly explodes, he won't die, you know? Ah! Cool. I need to give all the arrows to, what calls it? Ivan. So he has more arrows. Blood Rain book. I feel like that's something that would be really terrifying as a summoner necromancer, because then you have the power of necrotic and what you calls it? You have the power of necromancy and what you calls it? Can't think of it. Summoning on your side. I'm gonna quick save before I go this way because I already know it's over here. It's over there.
Open your eyes. Time to die.
I wonder how he's gonna get to me. Frankly, I don't see a way for me to get over there. I feel like, yeah, he would have to come all the way around here. No longer take one. Hello there. Incarnate going. Right in front of him. Well, Incarnate's turn.
Well. Well.
Probably gonna use raising the shield back up. That's 2. That was cool. Break everyone who's in my area. You. And with the 1 AP I have.
Reveal yourself.
Hello there. Ow. That's not very nice of you. So he's the real one. Okay. I don't have any armor. So I'm just gonna end my turn here. There's still that one. Oh wait, no, the one that teleports already. Moving on. That was the photo. Poor wood totem's almost done. Safe for him to go after this. So we're gonna have to start going after him. Pretty easy to tell which one's which. Hook and dagger, so he was going with. Oh, they're really shocking us over there. The stats of summon requires one summoning rallying cry. What? Wait. What? Wait, no, give me a second. What? Whose turn is it? Oh, it's his turn. Okay. I have no idea what happened now. Like, absolutely no idea what just happened here. Like, why did I go down?
Cornered.
That's fine. Okay. So, let's get the resurrection scrolls off of me. read Rallying Cry before I use it again. Because... what the hell? Target regenerates vitality and... oh... since it's a healing spell, it killed me. So wait, if I would say use it... okay, before I do this again, let me quick save. Because I don't want to use another one. But... so if I was to use this on him, would it kill him? No. So I would kill myself if I used it on me. Okay. Wait. So he's still alive. That's for sure. Because if he was dead, his illusion of his stuff wouldn't be working. Just checking out everything before I get off. Okay. I think what really screwed him is I think his rogue teleporting. If it was a rogue. Okay.
That's plenty.
The entire gold pile. Wait. An empty gold pile. Supernova skill book. Some ornate chest.
You made it all this way.
Agreed that you did, but it's no thanks to him. Ask him why he was so intent on keeping you out. Tell him that now you are here, I'll taking my revenge.
He trembles and seems to shudder with a quiet sob.
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Bracchus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar just there, and I can't leave without it.
Okay, so I'll be right back. Probably be back in about 5-10 minutes. Probably less than that, actually, but I will be right back. Alright. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that was going to take so long. Hi.
As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die.
So, what I thought was just going to be some basic measurements. Started out where, we're cutting all the wood right now for it. I'm like, what? So, yeah, I'm a little tired. Okay. Ask what he did to earn such a punishment. Agree to him and break his soul jar. Tell him insufferable rat of a man deserves his fate.
I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. That's no excuse, but it is the reason.
Alright, to Cauldron, who asked if this game was worth it, if you ever come back to this video, I'm sorry that I was gone so long. I really didn't expect it. I really like this game. This game is really fun. It has so many different ideas you can do, and like you can see, my team is completely diverse. I've got an elf, a skeleton, I want to say human, and a lizard man. Like, there's not a lot of games you can do all that, except maybe Overwatch. My hamster, you know. Oh, I'm tired. I ran home. Agree to him and help him break his soul jar. Tell him he's unsufferable and deserves his fate.
Really? You would?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
That would be really good for, what you call it? Ivan. This would be really good for, what you call it? What's your phrase? Sabille. That's just, okay. I think I'm gonna get the amulet. Hold accept. Yoink. For a place full of gold.
The jar before you may have looked opulent once, but no longer. Now it's covered in grime, its paint chipped away, and its jewels long stolen. The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. On its rim, you can just barely make out the name Gratiana.
Gratiana was the person from that one camp.
As soon as you touch the jar's cracked surface, you see a vision of splendor, silks, fine food, and decadent lechery. But underneath it all lies bone and blood. The vision shifts. You see burning villages, slaughtered women and children. You see her, purging wand in hand, standing amongst it all. She throws her head back and laughter echoes in your skull.
Am I about to,
A shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. She reaches out as if to comfort, but Bracchus drags her back. You see her fall into the mire of the swamp, trapped. As you pull your hand away, you can feel a deep, longing sadness in your soul. Is it regret, or just sadness for a life that used to be?
Slip the jar into your backpacks. Take the soul jar and smash it into pieces. Remove the lid from the jar and absorb the soul inside.
Good find.
The only reason I really took that...
Nice.
Ooh! And my thing perked. Okay, that means not all of these are motion.
Look at that wand. It hums with inner source.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. From within you see, or rather, you feel, a far-off land. Frozen breath hangs in the air, pine needles brush your cheeks, and in your arms you can feel a weight. A body, dead. But you have hope. Your vision swims. You're older, but perhaps not wiser. You march at the head of a shambling host, the enemies of Brachus Rex melting before you. The scene twists again. Now Brachus stands before you, a beautiful woman at his side. Your screams fill the darkness. You feel a jolt, and open your eyes to see the soul jar before you, lying still in the vault. Your hand falls from the jar and grips the pillar as you try to calm your ragged breathing.
Slip it in my bag.
Fine.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in pictograms that you can't understand, but you're sure you just saw one of them move.
Place your hand on the jar.
The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. You see the lizards of the ancient empire turning their backs on you, casting you out into the wilderness. As you roam, the human apes turn away from you, all but one. One smiles, one opens his arms, one says he'll take you home. Brachus Rex. He promises power for a price. He picks off your golden scales, one by one, stripping you down to the bone. He promised you a crown, but all you got was shackles. You try to fight, try to reclaim what's yours, but a woman takes you by the hand and leads you to a tower. He promised he'd take me home, you cry. You are home, she smiles as she seals the door. This is where you belong.
Okay.
Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling. In the back of your mind, you hear a small, scared voice whimper before fading to nothing.
Okay. So, I don't think I can do his thing, unless I just skip it. Slip the jar into your bag, obviously.
Nice.
More gold! So, I completely robbed this place of all the gold, and I completely have taken really everything from here.
The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism.
There's something strange about the statue. Let me look.
As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms. Unable to resist, you're flown away into an endless dark.
That shrine seems to have brought me here.
Huh.
What is this place?
Higher power was temporarily granted to you to see spirits. As you want to channel more source, you may one day be able to use this power ability to at will within the mortal realm. My source collar is still on, so I still can't use my source ability, which is time warp.
You walk towards the figure on the dais, but wisps of mist start to cloud your vision. With each step, the mist gets thicker, hiding the figure from sight.
Thane? Thane!
That voice, you know it. Rush towards sound. Stop where you are. It seems dangerous. Turn away and walk away. This altogether is irrational to you.
You push through the fog, chasing the voice at breakneck speed. You trip and start to fall, but catch yourself against a bookcase. You look around in shock as the mist clears. You are standing in a library. Your library. You hear a cough behind you and turn to see your assistant, Harina. She hands you a thick book. Observations on the Universal Veil. You look at her in confusion as she explains, "You asked me to bring you your research, Master Fane, for your guest." As you walk through the library, Harina expresses her condolences. It is a shame that the king forbade further investigation into the veil. It was a fascinating topic. She leads you to a door, your study, and pushes it open to introduce your visitor. You step through the door and see the Lady Amadia, one of the 7 lords.
Bow deeply and welcome the matron to your humble office. Turn her on you and ask what this woman is doing here. Back away, this doesn't feel right, this can't be real.
Oh, please, there is no need for ceremony or dusty titles. You may address me as Amadia. I must say, you created quite a stir earlier, dear Fane. The other lords and I were quite impressed with your research. We believe the king's decree that you should not investigate the veil was misguided. We would like to view more of your research, and I see you have already brought me some reading material. Kindly give it here, my boy.
Hand her your book of the research. Ask her what she's doing here exactly. The king forbade any further work on this. Walk over and run your hand along the desk. You haven't been seen in centuries. I'm gonna hand her the book.
She thanks you with a smile and thumbs through the pages, engrossed by your work.
Yes, quite fascinating. A barrier of pure source. Do you truly think this veil is the key to unlocking a new future?
Proclaim that the veil is the single greatest discovery in history. It must hide unimaginable power. Answer cautiously. The king thinks it's dangerous. He says that if the veil has been created to hold something back, perhaps it is there for a reason. Tell her you're done. Whatever it is, a dream or a vision, you are done with it.
Yes, so we gathered. We found it strange that the king would refuse you the chance to explore something that could be so beneficial to our people. But perhaps there are still paths we can walk. Perhaps.
There is a crash of timber behind you, and you can feel hands grabbing you. You are dragged backwards as Amadia screams. The screams fade to nothing, as does the scene before you. You're standing on the cold, glowing stones once more, with Lady Amadia before you.
Thane, darling Thane. I had to know. I had to be sure. If you were not who you claimed, it could have been a disaster.
Disaster? Who do you think you could who did she think you could have been? She's real. She's actually real. Beg her to tell her you where the others are. You can't find your people anywhere. That was just a stupid test? Snap that could have quizzed you and kept pets smarter than the mortals you've had met. Bow to the lady. Ask what you can do for her.
Peace, my child. You will have your answers, but I may only give one at a time. First, you must understand the madness the king unleashed on the world.
Madness? What madness? Demand she tells you what is going on. Tell her that you don't care about this primitive world. You just want to know where the pure people are. Exclaim that you've seen creatures that look like Duna and others. They worshipped as gods, for goodness sake. Ask why she is calling you child. She may be a ward, but you're no infant.
Ah, but we are gods. We ascended beyond our previous forms. But we had no choice. Not after what we discovered. We know why the king forbade your research. He already knew about the Veil, Thane. He was draining its power, leeching from it to build up his own strength. When we confronted him about this betrayal, he used his power to try and subdue us, to turn us to slaves.
Stare in shock. The king wanted to slave his own people? That doesn't make sense. Well, you're hardly surprised. After what he did to you, he had clearly lost his mind. He was weakened in the veil? Did it fail? Did they discover what was behind it?
The veil did not fall, but it was weakened. The wall was cracked, and the king was using his ill-gotten power to widen those cracks. We fought, of course. The king scorched our land, but by uniting, we overcame his evil. He was banished beyond the veil he had tried to subvert, but our victory was hollow. Our people, oh my child, they were erased, destroyed utterly. We seven were all that remained.
The news hits you like a warhammer to the chest. Your people gone. It can't be. You thought it would hurt more, but all these years alone, you find you don't need your people anymore. You feel a cold rage build inside you. You want vengeance.
I fear that it is. But you must steel yourself. The fight is not yet done. For centuries, the king has been searching for a way back into our world. And beyond the veil, he found the force that could help him do it. The void. The moment we discovered the void, we understood the veil was created to hold it at bay by powers even more ancient than us. But thanks to the king, that evil has been seeping through the cracks. We have contained both ever since, but now, alas, they are winning.
But how? What has changed? Say that she's letting the world down. There has to be a way to stop him. Stop the, Even the Seven Wars can't unite to stop him. Spare that the world is doomed.
I fear we are no longer united. I fear, well...
Amadia turns and gestures to the scene behind her. Down below, you can see the 6 other gods fighting, clawing at each other, everyone desperately trying to get the upper hand.
Over the centuries, the drip of void into this world corrupted the others while they played with their mortal races. I fear it is too late for them, for us. But you, Vayne, you have been untouched by it all. The world needs a power to protect it, and you are the key, Vayne. But you have fallen so far.
Nah, you haven't felt whole for many years, many centuries. It's not that you haven't fallen, you were pushed. It was all the king's fault. Glower at her hands. Glower at her as only a soul can. You don't need to be reminded.
Of course not, my child. And you will feel whole again. I will help you. But first you must return to the world and escape from that island. But you will return more powerful. As your first step towards righting the wrongs of this world, I grant you my blessing and give you the ability to bless in turn.
Amadia stretches her hand out, and you feel a warm glow spread through your bones. You feel a sensation that you have not felt in a very, very long time.
You may have noticed I have tried to help you on your journey, that I can bless the very water beneath your feet. Now you have that power for yourself. And this is only the beginning. More and greater powers await you, if only you will seek them, and seek them you must. But before you begin, a word of warning. I gather that you travel with a pack of these lesser creatures.
Nod. You have found them insightful. Lie and say that you're travel alone. You aren't, but admit you're growing tired of them.
It is only natural after so long spent alone. But you must be wary. Some of these creatures are more dangerous than they seem. They are God-woken, the chosen champions of the other 6 gods. And then there is the one you know as Losa. She is something else. Something wicked. You must beware of her above all others. For they will all walk the same path as you, but they cannot be allowed to reach its end. You must be the one. Only one of our people can wield this power. Only you, Vayne.
She lays her hand on your skull, and you see it clearly. The others, the gods, Amadia, and you. You are her chosen. You are her God-woken.
So go forth into the world with my blessing, dear one. Heed my words and go.
Huh. Well, alright guys, this is where I'm gonna call it for right now. I might continue it later, depending on how things go, but I have to go do something again, because a lot of my time was taken with the whole having, construction kind of thing. So I'm going to end it there. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like down below. It helps a lot more than you guys know. Again, I apologize for that really long break in the middle. I didn't know that was going to happen. I was told that it was going to be really quick. I'm just going to run down, come back home. But nope. So yeah, that being said, I'll see you guys next time.